What's going on, guys? Check, check. Make sure you guys can hear me. All right. Check, check it, check, 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 check it, check it, check it, check it, check it, check it. Make sure you guys can hear me nice and good, like. All right. Let's, Bloomington. Wouldn't want to be there. Anyone in Bloomington? I'm just messing with you guys. You guys are going to be all right. You guys are going to be all right. And I would want to be there, actually, because I love sweet weather. All right. Marissa, you know I like to give you guys a good long heads up. Okay, let's see this. Here we go. Observed. Okay, that's an observed tornado. Let's get serious now. Observed tornado heading east, northeast towards, well, we don't like that, towards Bloomington. So I get ready to take shelter out in Bloomington. Regardless of if this tornado goes through Bloomington or not, this is a bow echo. It's shaped like a bow. So get in a safe spot. Strong winds out here. If we were to take a look at the velocities right now, casually gusting upwards of 80 miles per hour. So that's hurricane force gusts out here in this bow echo. So let's get in a safe spot. Let's take a look at what's happening out here. Strong, strong, strong hurricane force gusts out here. Heading directly east towards Hayworth, Bloomington, Normal, El Paso, Eureka. Another what looks like a significant bow echo out up to the north here. Let me see. 70, yeah, I mean, strong damaging winds. This is heading east towards Toluca, Pontiac. Where are we? What state are we in? Illinois. That's what I thought. Lincoln, let's check down here. You have a tornado warning as well. There could be some rotation here. It's hard to tell. There could be some rotation there. If I was in Fogarty, if I was out here in Chestervale, I would take shelter. Bottom floor of your home, most interior room of your house. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. There's definitely rotation down here just to the southwest of Lincoln. Looks like it's going to go south of Lincoln. Like I said, Bloomington as well. There's your tornado right there. Looks like it actually might be on the ground. It's observed. It does say observed. So let's watch as this rotates. Let's watch as this rotates. Yep. It's going to be somewhere in here. Heading up just like that in that direction. So let's be careful if we're out here. Right? Again, damaging winds heading east from, I mean, up and down this whole entire line here. You guys know where you are. So let's be careful out here. I mean, really, Pontiac all the way down through Springfield right now. Look at this. But look at this. Bow echo is about to move through Springfield as well. Springfield, Illinois. Damaging winds out here as well. Let's see if we can get a reading on the velocity. Oops. Let's see. One of my mods said, what, 130 tornado warnings so far today? That's a lot. All right, 90 plus mile per hour winds potentially. Probably a little bit less, but potentially in this bow echo here that's about to move through Springfield. So we've got Lincoln, Springfield, and Bloomington all about to get hit pretty hard, and everyone in between. So make sure you're inside. Yeah, I was looking at this while I was out eating with my family, and actually couldn't believe how many warnings we had. Just today definitely verified. Definitely verified. We have a tornado warning up here. This looks like damaging wind to me, but it doesn't look like there's a tornado on the ground. I don't see an isolated area with strong rotation. It's possible, though. You see stuff like this. That's possible. Let me see. I mean, you could have a tornado trying to touch down up here, moving up towards Waterman and Hinckley, Illinois. All right, I got to turn off a couple things. These flash flood warnings are making it hard to see. Let me fix a few things real quick. Let's turn off, for now, the flash flood warnings. And let's turn off, just because there's so much going on, let's turn off the tornado watch. Everyone's in a tornado watch. We don't need to see it. So let's turn off that for now. I want to be able to actually, there we go. All right. What I'm actually going to do, I think is, well, I want to see what some of the observed winds are. See, 70-mile-per-hour winds in this storm, 70-mile-per-hour winds in this storm, 70-mile-per-hour winds in this storm. So 70 up, yeah, I mean, we're probably pushing 80 to 90 plus in some areas. Let me actually turn off really quickly the severe thunderstorm warnings as well. It's very easy to tell where the severe weather is. I want to just focus on the tornado warnings for a second. Lincoln again. Hard to tell what's happening in here. Let me use a different radar really quickly. All right. Oh, I'll take a look at that in a little bit. I'll take a look at the photo in a little bit. All right, let's use a different radar and see if I can get a better. No, that's not going to work. Hard to tell if anything's on the ground here. It doesn't look like it, but I'd still be in a safe spot if I was out here. Lincoln, Fogarty, Chesterville. Let's take a look at this one here. There, you can definitely see that there's some rotation trying to get itself together. It looks like right there. Looks like right there. Yeah, I mean, this would be our inflow. This would be our spin just to the southeast of Minier, if that's how you pronounce it, moving east towards Stanford there. So this one is a little bit concerning. It looks like we have kind of dual tornadoes right here. You can see we may have something on the ground here, if not on the ground, trying to go down, and these are both heading east. So towards Bloomington, maybe just to the south, just to the north of Bloomington. If you're in Bloomington, you should probably be in a safe spot. KJB, Marissa, what's going on? Yeah, Eureka's about to get potentially some really strong winds moving through. The stronger winds are south of Eureka. These are the strongest winds, okay? So you can tell kind of by the shape of your squall line, the winds are pushing out this severe weather out ahead of the main squall. That's why we call it a bow echo. So these are our strongest winds. So Eureka's probably not going to see as significant winds as we are to the south. But then you take a look at the velocity here, and we're getting readings of 70 to 80 plus mile per hour winds up there. So you could still get some damaging winds out here. I'm trying to see if I can see any more tornadoes. I mean, this is somewhat localized rotation there. One second, let me take a look at this. Let's see. There's a little bit of spin just to the southwest of Toluca. Let's go to the north here. Tornado warning up here. I don't see much happening here, though. It's possible you got... This, to me, looks like damaging wind again, moving towards Northville. Does that say Sandwich? Sandwich. Yorkville, DeKalb. Some strong winds moving out there. This kind of a bow echo here, too. I wonder if that makes it all the way out east towards Chicago. That's a little bit of a bow echo embedded there. That might make it out towards at least Aurora and Wheaton, Illinois. And then southeastern Michigan, or sorry, southeastern Wisconsin, we got a tornado warning out here as well. That's a pretty tight couplet, actually. We actually might have something on the ground here. This is moving east towards North Chicago. Oh, we're still in Illinois. Sorry, guys. I just can't see anything with what's going on here. We're in northeastern Illinois here, just to the south of here's the Wisconsin border. Some localized rotation here, which is interesting. I don't think we have a tornado on the ground here, but a lot of rotation near the surface here. Interesting. 83 mile per hour wind reading. It's possible. So, strong storms moving through North Chicago area, northeastern Illinois. Let's go down here a little bit. Let's go into Missouri real quick. We've got some. This looks like actually maybe the most impressive couplet I've seen of the night. This is moving to the northeast of Missouri towards Montgomery City, Wellsville, and eventually it'll try to make it up there towards Bowling Green. This is some pretty tight rotation here. Let's take a look at this on the reflectivity. There it is. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. I don't know if it's on the ground, but it could be. There's strong rotation here as well. And let's take a look a little bit to the south. Broad rotation here. I don't see anything on the ground necessarily, but strong winds again. Damaging winds likely. I think it's interesting that there's nothing going on down here. I mean, we've got severe thunderstorm warnings down here probably. Let's see. What's going on? About this home. 6 mile per hour winds. 1 inch hail observed. And then 1.5 inch hail here. 6 mile per hour winds. 1.25 inches. So we've got some strong gusty winds and some small hail moving through Oklahoma. Nothing too serious. Taking a look at our velocity radar. A little bit of rotation trying to get going down here, but nothing looks too serious. Strong winds. Definitely associated with this storm. That's moving through Hennessy, Oklahoma east towards Stillwater. Strong winds associated with that. All right. Let's take a look at these up here again. This, to me, looks like it might be on the ground, guys. Moving up to the northeast towards Montgomery City, Wellsville. Again, make sure you're in shelter. Basement, storm shelter, bottom floor of your home, interior. As far away from windows and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So, interior, bottom floor, lots of walls around you if you're out ahead of one of these things. Springfield, Missouri. Yeah, let's get back up here because we actually do have a very strong storm that's about to move through Bloomington and Springfield. Where's Springfield? Right down here somewhere. There it is. Springfield, this storm is bearing down on you. This is going to be very, very, very strong winds. It looks like it's weakening a tiny bit. Like you can see Springfield, you're not even in a severe thunderstorm warning right now. It actually, you can see it kind of diffusing a little bit. So I'm hoping you do have 70 mile per hour. You should probably be in a severe thunderstorm warning right now. I'm actually kind of confused why you're not. Well, Springfield should probably be in one. It's a close call though. The worst of it's going to be to your north. This is really, really, really strong winds up here to your north. Let's see if we can see some of this rotation. Definitely some damaging winds potentially moving about to move through Bloomington. Let's take a look and see if we can see a rotation on the radar here still. You can see both tornadoes. You can see both tracks. If you take a look here, here's one. There's one. And then our other one is taking a track like that. So, yep, they're both right there. Definitely spinning. I don't know if either of these are on the surface right now. Or either of these are actually connecting. I think they've probably both lifted or are recycling. It's getting the setup's getting a little bit messy. I said it in my video earlier today, but I think I literally said at around 9 p.m. I think things would start to kind of fall apart. And from what I'm seeing, let me go to composite reflectivity. I feel like these storms are entering. They're losing some of their instability, but 70 plus mile per hour winds still possible moving through this area, and we could still get a couple tornadoes touching down. Some of these that have lifted could touch down again. There you go, Springfield. I literally just told you that you should be in a severe thunderstorm warning, and it popped up. There you go. Yeah, you should definitely still be in some. If you're in any part of a bow echo, which is this entire thing, you should have a severe thunderstorm warning out ahead of this whole thing, because you can get random gusts in there of 70, 80 plus miles per hour. So, Springfield, you are officially now in a severe thunderstorm warning, 70 plus mile per hour radar indicated winds. And it's moving over you right now. It's entering western Springfield right now. DeKalb. Someone asked about DeKalb. DeKalb. Is it DeKalb? DeKalb. We're going to call it DeKalb. Yeah, you guys are fine. I mean, Well, you know, I don't see anything on the radar. Radar can be deceiving sometimes, but you've also been raining for a while. You should definitely have a much more stable atmosphere right now. You have lots of rain, cooled air. You're gonna get a lot of thunder and lightning, maybe some gusty wind, but you should be good. Elgin. Where's Elgin? One second. Let's see. You guys are in a Tor possible sphere thunderstorm warning, considerable damage threat. I don't see a major tornado threat for you guys. Some strong winds, heavy downpours, flash flooding possible. You don't look like you're in too much of a tornado threat at all, though. We've had over 100 tornado warnings today. Oh, I know. I was told. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Today verified. There's Ottawa. Ottawa, Illinois. Apparently there's Ottawa in every state in the country. You guys should be good. Strong winds. The main tornado chances are going to be on the kind of leading edge of this, guys. So if you're back here, if you're anywhere back here now at this point, your chances of getting a tornado are very low. The longer it rains, the more the atmosphere above you stabilizes. This, to me, still looks like a tornado that's about to go past near or through Wellsville in Montgomery City, Missouri, guys. Seeing a lot of rotation down here in Oklahoma. I'm surprised we're not seeing any sort of tornado warning popping up at all. Yeah, strong winds out here, too. But there's a lot of tight rotation out here. Not the tightest rotation ever, but definitely not broad. I wouldn't consider that broad rotation or this. Interesting. I think we're going to... Is this Tor possible at least? No. 1 inch hail observed. This should probably go Tor pause. You can see the rotation a little bit right there. A little bit of a rotation right there as well. These things are rotating. Not very strong, though. I'm not like overly concerned about a super strong tornado down in Oklahoma, but we do have rotating supercells. Minnesota got a few tornadoes this afternoon. Yeah, southeastern, right? Southeastern Minnesota. Stewartville. Oh, yeah, right down there to the south of Rochester. Appreciate the sub, Adam. Appreciate the subscribe. All right, let's check in on some of these storms. Anyone in Bloomington right now? I guess you wouldn't be feeling it yet. Springfield, let's check out Springfield. Anyone in Springfield? Let me know. I mean, I'd assume the winds are whipping through Springfield right now. How are they? Especially northern, like northern Springfield. Looks like you guys just got some strong winds. You think they should have put it in the Minnesota area? Really? What happened in Minnesota? I mean, I know we had some storms up there, but the moderate risk wasn't placed for tornadoes. The moderate risk was placed for wind. Was there a major wind event in Minnesota earlier? I was busy. The moderate, yeah, the moderate was only for wind. And I believe the moderate, you can probably still see where it is. But I believe the moderate was actually originally like here for wind. Anything for central Illinois? There's a lot going on in central Illinois right now. Anyone out ahead of this thing could see damaging wind or a tornado. So let's just go like this. If you're out here, you should probably be watching pretty closely. I'll get a little closer so you guys can see this. This is where we've kind of got a bow echo moving east. So I'm watching this area pretty closely. From what is this city down here? Taylorville, all the way out to almost, yeah, I would say Charleston up to Danville, Watseka, this whole area out ahead of this bow echo. Red is, when you see the reds, that's just extremely high cloud tops, meaning strong storms. More likely, I mean, as you get into the pink and then you get into like the black basically in there, that's the higher the cloud top goes, the more likely you are to see hail too. Damaging winds too. The taller the storm, the cooler the cloud top, the stronger the downdrafts. So once you get to the red and pink, you have stronger downdrafts, which means more wind. You also have more significant updrafts out ahead, which means larger hail. St. Louis, oh yeah, St. Louis. I guess nothing's really made it out to St. Louis yet. There is this very strong, again, kind of bow echo looking squall line moving out to the east. I feel like this is going to start to fall apart before it makes it to St. Louis, but St. Louis should be paying attention. This is actually moving very quickly. How quick is this moving? I'm going to guess like 55, 60 miles per hour. Moving northeast at 60. Okay, so it's moving at 60 miles per hour. So this is going to be the easiest math that we've ever done. Let's just measure this. 64 miles, it's moving 60 miles per hour, so 64 minutes, about an hour away from St. Louis. About an hour away from St. Louis. Yep. So we'll see if it holds itself together as it moves east. Seneca, Illinois. Seneca, Illinois. Am I spelling that wrong? Ow. Let's take a look at what's going on with you guys. You're in a tornado warning, but I don't really see anything out here. I mean, there's something sketchy right here. I would say that. A little bit of rotation right here. Seneca looks to be safe. There's definitely rotation here, but it's not very strong. You could get a weak EF0, EF1 tornado that rips through this area. That could do some damage to roofs and maybe knock down some power lines. But I'm not seeing any strong localized rotation in here. So damaging wind, some large hail is possible. I mean, not even super large hail. Damaging wind and hail is possible. I got my head on so with all these tornado warnings. You think there's been an update for the storms? What type of update? We're looking at it. Everything's updated live. If you want to take a look at the new outlook, though, again, you still got the damaging wind. I mean, clearly they're expecting these storms to push all the way out into Indiana. We've got that 15% wind risk all the way out into central Indiana. You can see how far out your tornado risk goes, almost to Fort Wayne, Indiana. This is your tornado risk tonight, guys. So it's still pushing pretty far to the east. Almost all the way out to Indianapolis through Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids. Terre Haute. Chillicothe. Oh, you guys are good. What? Chillicothe. I don't know how to pronounce that, but you guys are good. You guys are cold and dry and stable. There's nothing going on out there. Plainfield, Illinois. Yeah, you guys got strong. You got damaging winds just to your west approaching. So let's take a look at this. You got, what do you guys? Right near Aurora, right? Strong winds here. Again, another, and I'll just keep saying it, bow echo there. This is, you can see it, that shape. So 60, 70 plus mile per hour gusts potentially heading east towards Elgin, all the way down towards Manuka, Illinois. Don't see any rotation in here at the moment. I think they have a large tor pause severe thunderstorm warning, because anytime you have this strong of winds, it's possible you get something to spin up. So be aware of that. But right now, it just looks like a damaging wind event. a potentially damaging wind event for some people. West Bend, Wisconsin. You guys looking good. I bet you're getting real cold, though. Kankakee. Kankakee. I like saying that because I know how to say it now. Kankakee. Yeah, I mean, these storms are going to make it out towards you. So how long is it going to take? Let's see. Where are you, Kankakee? How long is this going to take? Let's see. 50 minutes to an hour. You could have strong thunderstorms moving through. They're going to get weaker as they get out that far east, but there's still going to be some that are going to try to do some damage, but they're definitely losing instability as they move east. All right, we're good. You can take that off. Thank you. Thank you. What's going on? There we go. Urbana. Yeah, you got strong storms out to your west. This is probably the most significant line of storms that I'm seeing out here. So distance to Urbano. Distance to Urbana. Here we go. Let's take a look here. We're going to call it 40 to 50 minutes for Urbana. Let's see if we have any. Let's take a look at these again. This looks like a tornado to me, potentially even on the ground. Moving east, could pass just to the north of Leroy and then out towards Saybrook over to Bellflower, Illinois. So just be aware, this looks like we may actually have some rotation right here. Actually, could be going a little bit further north towards Gibson City, Aerosmith, and Saybrook. You do have and this right here is concerning me too. This right here is concerning me. Northeastern Bloomington. Looks like it's moving through Towanda up to the east, northeast towards Colfax, Illinois. This is a really, really damaging, some really damaging straight line wind in here, and you are seeing some rotation. Look at this right here. That could be something as well. Where's that moving? This is spinning up right here, moving east towards Monticello. And I don't know how you pronounce that. Where was that? Maroa? Mara? I don't know how to pronounce that. Morgan, what's going on? Hey, John, Melissa. Janesville, Wisconsin. You guys are good. Flash flood warning. Pay attention to that. Make sure if you're in a low-lying area, you understand what's going on around you. If you're near a stream, creek, anything like that. But your damaging severe storms are past. Look at this. Again, just to the northwest of Montgomery City. This is still moving to the northeast. A lot of localized rotation here. This could be a... Let me actually take a look at the velocity readings in here. 105 miles per hour. Let me look at the relative storm velocity. That's more believable. 70, 80 mile per hour. So, damaging wind event, or, I mean, this looks like it could be a tornado, actually, just by the shape of it. Let's see if it's rotating, on at least on the reflectivity. It is rotating. So, right there, moving through Montgomery City up to the north and east, you can see the couplet right there. Not a super sharp one, but again, this is going to continue to move off to the north and east and pass somewhere between Bowling Green and Yolia. And then it'll pass in, and then it'll move on into Illinois. Let's check our storms in Oklahoma. This is catching my attention in Oklahoma. Out to the west of Stillwater. Strong, strong, strong winds moving to the east. Orlando, Mulhall, Langston, Stillwater, get ready. Damaging wind, thunderstorm moving east towards you guys. Aurora. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Again, look at the shape of that. See the shape of that? We have some strong winds in here. Not everyone's going to see damaging winds along this line, but some people could. So be aware of that. Let's take a look at the velocities. I don't really see anything spinning up in here. So you'll be good. But yeah, I mean, you're not too far away from potentially seeing some very strong winds move through Aurora. We're talking about 5 minutes. We're talking about 5 minutes. All right. All right. I'll be right back. Let me just zoom in here because there's a lot of stuff going on right here. Give me 1 second. One second. Howdy. I have returned. Wait, okay, so the screen cut out. I refreshed it like 5 times. Wait, what? Jake, what's going on? All right. Let's get back in here. Let's get back in here. Tornado warning. Oh, we have an observed tornado. Okay, observed now. I'm assuming this is the observed tornado. I'm just going to assume. This has to be the observed tornado right here. Right there, moving east. This is in Illinois, moving east. This is kind of like in the middle of nowhere. North of Maroa, south of Osper. This looks like our rotation right here. So no major cities around here. Some smaller cities. What else is around here? Moving out east towards White Heath, DeLand, Weldon. Let's pay attention if we're out here. Get in a safe spot. Bottom floor of your home. Basement. Storm shelter. Bottom floor, most interior room. Away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If you're out ahead of this thing. This could... I mean, it's moving in the direction of Urbana and Monticello, but you guys have quite a while. Farmer City's out here, too. That looks like our observed tornado. Let me see something real quick. Oh, not many chasers out, huh? Let's check up here. Strong, potentially damaging winds moving towards Colfax, Gibson City, and Leroy as well. This also to me looks... There's a tornado. That's very likely a tornado that's on the ground about to head through Ellsworth and Aerosmith, Illinois. If you're in Ellsworth or Aerosmith, Illinois, you literally have 2 seconds. Please, bottom floor, interior home. As many walls between you and the outside as possible. Basement, storm shelter, anything. Get in a safe spot. That is a tornado on the... Very likely on the ground. Very likely. That's extremely localized rotation. You can see the wrap. You can see the inflow. RFD. This is very, very... I'm 99% sure there's a tornado on the ground right here. 99.9. I'm 100% sure there's a tornado on the ground here. Ellsworth and Aerosmith, please get in a safe spot. Gibson City, this is headed out towards you, so be prepared to get in a safe spot as well. If that's a tornado, that's literally 1,000% easy tornado signature. So let's take a look at the velocities on here. Pushing almost 90 mile per hour winds on the velocity. Could be stronger, could be weaker. Radars sometimes struggle with seeing it. You can see it even on the other radar, the rotation right there. All right, let's keep looking. Let's see. Can we find another tornado up here? This is tough to tell, but we may have rotation right there too, heading out east towards Cropsey, Strawn, Illinois. Let's take a look a little bit further north. This is damaging wind, moving east towards Pontiac and Dwight, Illinois. But also this is concerning too. That to me looks like it could be rotation as well. Let's take a look. That is rotation right there. Right there. That's... I don't know if this is on the ground, but it could be. Moving just to the north of Cornell. This is moving east-northeast. It looks like towards Nevada, Dwight, Reddick, Illinois. So just be aware of that. There's still rotation up and down these storms. Let's take a look at what's happening here. These things are starting to rotate a lot again. It doesn't look as concerning up here to the north. It's a little bit messy to the north. I wonder what's happening with our... Let me take a quick look at something. That's what's happening. You can see our frontal frontal boundaries kind of collapsing now to the south. So our warm sectors is... We're not going to see as much rotation up here anymore in northeastern Illinois. We're probably not going to see really much rotation at all up in Wisconsin. Most of it's going to be focused along this boundary here. What's our dew points doing? A little bit diffuse, but still pretty good. These storms are all way ahead of the dry line, so these aren't dry line affected. These could be affected by the dry line. That's why I think you could get actually something that surprises people down here in Oklahoma tonight. I'd watch these storms closely because they're actually riding the dry line, and the dry line can do some dangerous things. You guys notice these storms up here to the north are not riding the dry line. They're not even riding really a gradient. They're not, there's no bare clinic boundary out here. There's just instability and rotation because of shear. But here, that's a bare clinic boundary that these storms are latched onto. So if we get any sort of, if our shear intensifies at all, we get any sort of rotational shear out here, we could get a strong thunderstorm, a strong supercell, much stronger than what's going on down here in Oklahoma right now. Let me take another look at these. Notice this. What does that look like, guys? Is that unwarned? Hold up. This may just be an issue with the radar. Yeah, I mean, it's picking up 95 mile per hour winds here, and it's a tight couplet. This doesn't look like it's a tornado on the reflectivity, but let's look at... Is this just an issue with the reflectivity? We should watch this storm closely. There could be some rotation trying to get itself together, moving east towards Edmond. I'd watch this storm very closely, moving east towards Edmond, Oklahoma. Notice Bow Echo just beginning to form here, moving east towards... Well, it was kind of forming already before, but Langston and Stillwater. This actually looks like it's intensifying right now. There's plenty... When these things have a sharp dry line right here, so these things can hold their... These storms down south here in Oklahoma can hold their strength for a little bit, maybe even intensify. This is moving quick. This thing looks like it's moving at 70 miles per hour. Moving east at 40, that's a lie. This thing's moving so fast. Watch out for some damaging wind out there. Langston up to Stillwater, up to Perry, Oklahoma. This, to me, again, look at this rotation. Look at the rotation that we're seeing in some of these. I'm surprised. Is this not Tor pause? I'd be careful. Hallett, Cleveland, Sand Creek, Westport, Oklahoma. I'd be careful that one of these things is going to put down a tornado down here in Oklahoma. We could probably already have. We should probably have 3 thunderstorm warnings down here that are Tor pause or maybe a tornado warning, because that's rotating right there. You can clearly see it on the reflectivity, and there's localized rotation here as well. So I don't know why nothing's Tor pause or tornado warn down here, but just be careful because one of these storms is going to go, I think. Let's take a look a little bit up here in Missouri. There it is. There it is. That is, if it's not on the ground, it could drop down again. Tornado right here. Moving east-northeast towards Silix and Whiteside and everyone in between Missouri. So just make sure you're in a safe spot if you're out here. Hobart, Louisville, Whiteside, Silix. I don't know how to pronounce that. Yolia? I don't know. Guys, these names are so hard. But yeah, you can see that rotating on the reflectivity. This is Missouri. You can clearly see it right there. And you can see it on the velocity as well. And again, look at these shapes. Damaging wind moving out east towards Wentzville, Union, and eventually we're going to have to watch St. Louis here in a little bit. We got a nice, strong bow echo down there. Moving to the north. Decatur, it's about to be your turn. 70 mile per hour. They say 60 mile per hour. This is actually Tor pause, 60 mile per hour radar indicated winds. I think we could have some 70 mile per hour wind gusts in this. That looks like a tornado to me. At least local rotation. It doesn't mean it's on the ground, but I would treat it like it's on the ground. Let's take a look at it. Heading east towards, again, this is one we were talking about earlier. Weldon, Deland, Whiteheath, Seymour, Illinois. Still looks like we have a pretty decent rotation here just east of Lexington, Illinois, heading east-northeast towards Onarga, Chatsworth, Gilman, Illinois. I'm going up and down this line, guys, so I know some of you are asking about. Oh, so okay, so this is observed now. Which one of these is observed, though? One second, guys. So this is an observed tornado. It's probably this one. Let me see. So this one is observed. Let's take a look. It's really hard to tell which one is more likely to be observed. I mean, you clearly have strong rotation here and here moving east. Because you have so many tornado warnings stacked on top of each other. It's probably this one. I mean, you could have a tornado. You could have a tornado there. There's tons of rotation in this squall line. So Gibson City up to Anchor, up to Forest, Fairbury. Everyone out ahead of here should be in a safe spot. Everyone out ahead of here should be in a safe spot. I'm going to circle the area where you should probably consider, especially here. There's like the potential for 3 tornadoes on the ground right in this region here. Tight rotation. Tight rotation here moving east. Not as tight down here, but damaging winds. Minneapolis is cooked. Look at you guys. The only thing cooking Minneapolis, and cooking's a bad word for it, is cold air. There it is. Arctic air. Creeping in. Here it comes. What's going on? Oh, nice. Nice. Please check Aurora, Illinois. I feel like we've checked that a few times. Aurora, Illinois. You guys are good. You guys are done for tonight. Lots of heavy downpours and probably some thunder and lightning for quite a while in Aurora, but you're going to start to stabilize here. Everything behind here is more stable air. So if you still have power in Aurora, Illinois, you'll probably keep your power. Let's just say that. You'll probably be good. That bow echoes to your east. All this is all much more stable air out here, but heavy downpours, flash flooding is a big concern. There's flash flood warnings everywhere out here, so be careful about that. Looks like look northeast of Aerosmith, Illinois. Yeah. Yeah, we've been talking about these. You can see this is the rotation. It's heading straight from Melvin. Cissna Park. Let me zoom out here and let this play again. Definitely right there. Definitely right here. Both of those areas look like they're tornadoes. You can see the rotation, and then if we change the velocity here, there you go. You can see the rotation on the velocity as well. Right there. Right there. So, velocity radar is picking up wind speeds down here of, let's see. No data, 75 miles per hour. 110 mile per hour. So make sure you're in a safe spot. I mean, I'll keep saying it, guys. Right out ahead of here from, what is that, Juliet, Illinois, all the way down towards Urbana. Strong, damaging winds moving east. And there are multiple tornadoes embedded in this squall line. There are multiple tornadoes embedded in this squall line moving east. We're talking about from Taylorville, Illinois, all the way up to Juliet, Illinois. Multiple tornadoes embedded there with strong damaging winds continuing to move east. Observed, yep. Yep. This one's observed as well. There's an observed tornado in here. Again, it's hard to tell. These are what we call QLCS tornadoes. They typically don't get as strong as like a discrete mode. So these will be EF0 to EF1 typically. You could get an EF2 sneaking in here. Good news about these is typically if you're inside, you're in a safe location in your house, you're going to be safe. But these can definitely try to do a lot of damage to a roof, knock some trees down, tear power lines down. And there can be every now and then a really strong tornado embedded in these, and which looks to me, and that's what I'm looking up here. One of these look to be pretty strong up here, moving east again towards. But you guys can see, I can't pronounce half of these names. Paxton up to Chatsworth and east. But yep, this is observed down here, so it's hard to tell. Let's see if we can find the rotation in here. QLCS tornadoes are so the velocity is so muddied with them. Looks to me like it's right there. Let's see. Yeah, that's where the rotation is, and that's where the velocity, strongest velocity signature is. So I'm pretty confident this is where it is. Oriana. It looks like it's actually falling apart now, but this is where it looks like our tornado is, so you guys know where you are. Make sure you're in a safe spot if you're right out ahead of this. Bottom floor of your home, interior of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Storm shelter or basement. Look at this wrap up here, actually. This looks like it could be rotation as well. Yeah, right there. Heading east towards Monticello. Monticello, get ready. You could see some rotation. You could see a tornado on the ground move through in or around that region. Strong winds here, strong rotation. So, yeah, we've got observed tornado, observed tornado, observed tornado, observed tornado. So we have 4 observed tornadoes up and down the squall line. That kind of looks like this. Actually, kind of looks like that. Buffalo Grove, Illinois. You guys are safe. You guys are good. You get rain cooled atmosphere, and you also have lots of cool air on the surface. So biggest risk there is at this point is going to be flash flooding. You'll have some nice thunderstorms tonight, though. I'm shocked we're not getting a freaking torpause or tornado warning out here. What do you think, mods? No torpause? Mods, you're going to look at this and tell me that this isn't a torpause storm? Let me try looking at this sideways. That looks like large hail right there. I don't know. Torpause, yeah. I'd say this should be Torpause. 1.5 hail. That's because this is, again, riding the dew point here. We're probably going to get larger than 1.5 hail, but we just have all this localized rotation showing up. And I'm just shocked that none of these are going Torpause. What do I know? Still, okay, this rotation's falling apart a little bit. That's good news in Missouri. I don't see any obvious tornado. This is a little bit concerning, about to move through Jonesburg, Missouri. That concerns me a tiny bit. I don't think this is on the ground, but if it's not, it could drop at any second. It could be on the ground, though. So I would treat this like it's a tornado on the... Yeah, I would treat this like this is a tornado on the ground. This is heading east-northeast towards Moscow Mills, Troy, all the way down to Wright City. I'd take shelter if you're out there. A little bit of a surprise wind event heading east towards Sullivan and Union, Missouri as well. St. Louis, you're not too far, about 40 minutes maybe from these storms moving in. I hate and love OKC. I feel like that's how a lot of people feel. I don't know why they haven't called it. Yeah, I don't know, B. So, Cherry, appreciate you, Tufts. Crown Point. What did someone say? Crown Point? Trust. Crown Point, Indiana. Let's take a look. Let's look at the timing. Crown Point. What? One second. Crown Point. Hello, let me do my job. Thank you. 50 minutes? I'd call it 40 minutes. I got 110 mile per hour northeast of Aerosmith, Illinois. Well, you have to be careful about what radar you're using. Let me show you something. So we can take a look at the velocity. Was that actually like... Let's see. The velocity is recording, yeah, you can see in here 101 mile per hour, but I think that's a bug with the radar. The best thing to look at, not always, but the thing that's a little bit safer to look at is not velocity. It's storm relative velocity. Storm relative velocity is more accurate because here's what you have to understand. Velocity also takes into account the speed of the storm plus the wind speeds. Storm relative velocity subtracts the storm speed from the wind speed. If you're trying to look at straight line winds, sometimes you do want to look at straight velocity radar because the speed of a storm can actually enhance the winds. If you're taking a look at the winds in what you think could be a tornado, you actually want to take a look at storm relative velocity. You want to subtract the storm speed from the wind speed of the tornado because the tornado is rotating. It's not a straight line wind. So storm relative velocity, you're not going to have winds obviously as powerful out here. These are looking super weak though still. I mean, like this area that I just saw 102 mile per hour winds on the storm relative velocity is 60 mile per hour winds. But I think they're actually stronger than that. I would actually favor the velocity. Not totally, but I wouldn't be surprised if we had 70 to 80 mile per hour winds in here. I mean, yeah, you could see 100 mile per hour winds right there. It's possible. It's possible that we're getting gusts up to 100 miles per hour. Let's check on our tornadoes again real quick. Let's check in on our tornadoes again real quick, guys. There you go. There's that rotation right there, moving to the northeast. I believe this one is, yeah, still observed. Ashcombe, Clifton, Gilman, Piper City, Chatsworth. Please take shelter immediately. Not seeing any strong rotation to the north in this tornado warning, but if there is one, it's going to be right there or right there. So Hersher, Kankakee. Oh, not Kankakee again. Hersher, Kankakee, Bourbonnais. I'm going to call it Bourbonnais. That's just what I don't know how to pronounce it, but we're going to call it Bourbonnais. Gardner and Morris. Yeah, just be careful. This to me looks like if we're going to get a tornado, it's going to be, well, this is the, so these rotations right here. So please, if you're out here, you should probably take shelter. Bourbonnais. That's right. Someone told me that. Someone told me that the other day. And I was like, that's how am I supposed to know how am I supposed, why wouldn't they just, hello? Wait, hold up really quickly. Yeah, definitely out here. This is the most concerning looking area right now. So Chatsworth, Gilman, Anarga, Watseka, get ready. Get ready to get in a shelter out there. Or to take shelter out there. Gibson City, strong local rotation moving over your area. This could be on the ground. Wow, God, there's just so much vorticity out here. Buckley, all the way down to Paxton. Again, I'd get in a safe spot out there, guys. This is, if it's not a tornado, it's very damaging wind, but you can just see up and down this line. There's so much rotation, guys. And on top of that, now we're seeing radar indicated. These have all at one point been observed. So you have storms that are putting down a tornado. It's lifting, it's recycling, it's dropping again. So you just have to be really careful with this. This to me looks like it's trying to drop, moving east towards Whiteheath and Champaign, Illinois. Monticello, Urbana, and Champaign, Illinois. Really, really, really strong storm to your west. I'm concerned about this dropping something as well. Right there. This is a very concerning look, actually. You can see how this, how the correlation coefficient is wrapping in. You can see how the velocity is wrapping in, and you can see how the reflectivity is wrapping in. So this is trying to set up kind of a clean inflow here for this to begin spinning. So I would say Whiteheath out to Savoy, Champaign, Urbana, Seymour. I feel like this is a bigger city in Illinois. I would, let me see. It doesn't, I don't think we have something on the ground right now, but something could try to drop here, guys. This is yeah, I would get ready just to get in a safe spot at least out there. All right. How is southwest side of Chicago looking? You guys are looking pretty good. Chicago at this point. Chicago Metro. You're strong downpours, maybe small hail, but tornado-wise, most of these, it's all going to be south of you. Strong winds moving through, but tornado-wise, you guys are safe. Let me take a look at this again. This storm right here. You can see this trying to wrap right now, just like that. See that? Look at that. Monticello, Urbana, Champaign, Savoy, Seymour, Make sure you at least are in a safe spot, or you know where you're going. If this thing becomes, I mean, I wouldn't even say if this thing becomes observed. It really looks like it's trying to drop something right now. Again, lots of rotation still moving east towards Paxton, up towards Gilman. Really all the way up towards Bourbonnais. This whole line right here. Lots of vorticity. Strong winds, even if it doesn't put down a tornado moving east. Getting back into Missouri. Potentially damaging wind moving here east towards Troy and Wentzville, Missouri. I don't see any rotation right now, but maybe a little bit right in there to the northwest of Warrenton, moving east towards Wentzville, Missouri. What's happening in beautiful old Oklahoma? That rotation started to dissipate, which is good. Moving east of Kingfisher. Still have this rotation here. Have they gone torpause with any of these? No. Interesting. Interesting decisions. Collinsville. Awaso, I probably pronounced that wrong. I'm going to try this one. Skiatook, Sperry, Oklahoma, be careful. Strong winds with this. A little bit of a rotating supercell as well. Will my silly duplex survive one of these? Only my west-facing bathroom has 0 winds. Most people are going to be fine. You know, it all depends where you are. There's some strong winds in here. Traverse City. I don't see any. Are we talking about Michigan? I don't see a derecho, which is good. I don't see a derecho. I see strong winds. I don't see like violent winds. I see winds that I could see taking power out and knocking trees down. I don't see a. I mean, except for if you get one. I mean, we have rotating supercells. Obviously, like a tornado's. I'm not talking about a tornado. I'm talking about straight line winds. I see very strong winds, damaging winds, but not catastrophic derecho winds out here right now. And again, the further this moves east, it's losing its stability. These storms are going to continue to weaken. This still looks like a tornado to me, guys, or at least it's trying to put one down right there. Moving east, Whiteheath, out toward Champaign, Savoy, Urbana, St. Joseph. I'm telling you. I think this thing's going to go observed. If it's not already. Look at this. That's it. Is it observed yet? We'll see. Do I do any forecasts outside of the U.S.? No. But once I'm doing this full-time, I will be doing forecasts outside of the U.S. The only reason I don't do it now is because I have a full-time job and 2 little kids outside of this. So it's just I don't have enough time. I'd love to do when I'm doing this full-time. Yeah, I'd love to do forecasts outside the U.S. I'd probably do it once or twice a week just for fun. Yeehaw! Ride 'em, cowboy. Thanks, B. Jasmine, what's going on? Tell us what's popping. Sadie. Hey, Connor, can you check on the... Sorry about that, guys. Can you check on Schaumburg, Illinois? I bet you I pronounced that correctly. Whoa. Well, no. Get out of here. Oh, my God. I thought I was about to dox myself. I like to pretend like I'm popular enough or I like to pretend like I'm like a celebrity that someone would care about, where if I dox myself, it would actually have any effect on my life. You know what I mean? Because it probably actually wouldn't do anything. Let's see. Schaumburg. Oh my gosh. Why can't you guys just live in like just like a simple name? Schaumburg. I feel like Schaumburg is easy, and I'm just being an idiot right now. I'm spelling this correctly. I swear I'm spelling this correctly. Can someone spell out Schaumburg again? I swear I'm spelling this correctly. I know, very simple name. I thought you shot. Oh, it's the S. No, see, it's spelled incorrectly. It's the SCH. It's the SCH that's throwing me off. There you go. You guys are chilling. I'd be, you know, flooding's a little bit of a concern tonight. Your hail, wind, and tornado threat is gone. No, that's definitely how that should be spelled, guys. I think that one's on me. Illinois is dumb anyways. We have state words in here. Watsika? Tornado warning for Champaign, Illinois? Yes. Yes, this is the one we've been looking at. Right there, moving east. You should be in a safe spot if you're out there. Champaign, Urbana, Savoy, St. Joseph. You should be in a safe spot. Same if you're up towards Rantoul, Paxton, Buckley. All the way up towards Bourbonnais. Strong winds moving east, about to getting pretty close to Sullivan, Tuscola, Villa Grove, Illinois as well. I mean, this is our most significant area of the storm. Everywhere else is falling apart a little bit. A little bit of some fun stuff going on in eastern Missouri. We have to watch this because this is starting to get a little bit close to St. Louis, but they're saying we do have an observed tornado here, and it's just not showing up on a radar. Let's take a look. No, there it is. I actually think it probably is. It's right there. It's probably lifted. That's it right there. I think that's where it ends up. Nope. There it is. There it is. There it is. I'm just following it with my... Yeah. You'll follow it right there. So, there is something headed right towards Wright City. Right towards Wright City, Missouri. Wright City, Missouri. I'd take shelter if you can. Or not get in a safe spot. This thing's about to head over Wright City. But that's the rotation right there. Look at that rotation right there, too. South Troy, Moscow Mills, Fountain Lakes, Troy, South Troy. This whole area, I would take shelter right now, too. Bottom floor of your home, interior of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Get away from windows. Get in a storm shelter. Get in the basement if you can. Some significant rotation right there, localized rotation. And this is moving east-northeast. So if you're out here ahead of this, Hardin, Jerrysville, Grafton, Missouri, I'd start paying attention as well. Or am I crossing over into Illinois now? No, we're crossing over into Illinois once we get out there. Again, Missouri, Moscow Mills, Troy, out towards Winfield, Missouri. I would take shelter. We also see some of that rotation down here towards Wright City, Wentzville, Flint Hill as well. Union, Missouri. You guys are good. Worst of it's done. Worst of it's done tonight. The rest of it's just thunderstorms. Joplin, some strong. Joplin, Carthage, up towards Golden City, Missouri. Strong winds. Nice strong thunderstorm moving through there right now. Looks to me like everyone's all right, though. Still some ridiculous rotation happening out in an area where we're not having any torpause storms. No tornado warning. No tornado warning. Look at this outflow boundary, too. Look how significant this outflow boundary is that's about to move through Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, Chickasha, up through Norman, Shawnee. You're about to get a big burst of wind in a second. Cantori. Big burst of wind on the way. Nice little outflow boundary here. Coming for Shawnee. 15 minutes. Good thing I moved my trash can. Look at this thing. This is a nice outflow boundary. You want to know what would put down like 15 tornadoes right now? If this outflow boundary was moving in the opposite direction. If outflow boundary running into a setup like this, you'd get a bunch of tornadoes, bunch of spin ups right there. So luckily, We don't have storms moving or east of here, right? Because if you had a setup where you had a kind of set, what the heck? Get me back over to the U.S. If you had a setup, what is going on? If you had a setup where you had, say, some discrete storms down here and they shot off a outflow boundary out towards this line of storms in Oklahoma, you'd have tons and tons of rotation along this. I mean, you already have some rotation out here, but this is
streaming?
Yeah, you scared me.
No, I just came to say hello.
Hello.
Hi, streamers.
That's my mother-in-law. Well, they're not streaming. I'm streaming.
Well, I know, but they're listening to you. They're on your stream. That's what Fisher always says.
What does he say?
He always says, "I want to say hello to the streamers."
I know. He does say that.
Okay. But where's
you can't scare me like that. You got to tell me you're walking in. You can't just start talking to next to me. Where's all the storms stretching from southwestern Oklahoma all the way up through Michigan?
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's been over 130 tornado warnings today.
Yeah. I heard earlier today that Rochester, Minnesota had a tornado touchdown.
Yeah, there were some storms. There was multiple tornadoes, or one or two recorded down there, and strong winds. Yeah, Urbana, Champaign, St. Joseph, Savoy. You should take shelter right now. This might be on the ground. Strong rotation. You can see it rotating right there. So I would take shelter if you're there. And then let's take a look what's going on north of here. Still a lot of rotation heading east towards Watseka, Kentland, Fowler, Illinois. Moving north. I think we're looking pretty solid up here. Strong winds, maybe some small hail up there. Moving into the Chicago metro, southern Chicago metro region. And then let's take a look at what's happening down here. We could see some rotation down here as well, heading east from Tolano. I don't know how do you pronounce that, guys, all the way down to Arthur, Illinois. Just a lot of vorticity, damaging winds potential in here too, even if it doesn't put a tornado down. So this is the one area I think we actually could see something touch down if it hasn't already. Still radar indicated, not observed, but it's way less likely to get an observed call once the sun sets. So I would treat this like it's on the ground. You can see it rotating in the reflectivity. And there it is. You can see it, obviously, in the velocity. The one thing that makes me think maybe it's not is now looking at the CC drop. There's no clear kind of inflow or debris region. She's cute.
I'm leaving.
You're leaving?
I just came to say hello.
They said hi. They said you're cute.
They can't even see me.
No. Okay, now they can see you.
Now they can see me. Hi. I am really cute.
And she's very humble, too.
I am. And I'm old, but I'm cute.
That's right.
I love myself.
There's a word for that. What's it called when you're old and you're cute, guys?
Cougar.
Cougar. That's right.
Okay. I'm going. Bye. Have a good night. Love everyone.
Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 chat. All right. Let's see. Let's check in on our tornadoes. That's rotation right there. Winfield, Batchtown, Foley. I would consider taking shelter. Bottom floor of your home interiors. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Storm shelter basement. Get away from windows. This right here is another area that I'm a little bit concerned about. Could have something on the ground there. Montano. Oh, so Kankakee. Yeah. Anytime you see these kind of divots like this, you see that divot in the velocity, I'm looking there to see if there's rotation there. Let's go to the reflectivity. And let's go to the CC. Okay, so let's see. You can actually see, I can already see that there's going to be a little bit of rotation here. Let's take a look. There's a rotation right there moving to the northeast. That's not going to affect you guys. That's moving way to the northeast there. Not strong rotation. You could get a little EF0, EF2. Sorry, EF0, EF1. That could knock out some power, do some tree damage moving up to the northeast here. Towards Manhattan, Elwood, Simerton, Wilmington. Oh my gosh, I couldn't say that. Wilmington, Illinois. So be careful up there. But overall, I think Bourbonnais, Kankakee, Chebanks. Guys, I don't know. I think you guys are just gonna get some strong winds that are about to move through. Just light wind out here still. Wait. Hold up. There, the outflow boundary is not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. It's moving through Oklahoma City right now. Let's take a look at where this thing is. It's approaching Nuwala, McLeod, Meeker. Nice little burst of winds coming for you guys. I swear this thing is rotating out here. Claremore, Collinsville, Bushy Head. Just be aware you could have some pretty strong winds heading your area. We could even see some. This is a rotating supercell, so we got to watch this carefully, or we got to watch this closely. It's right there. It's right there. See? Right there. It's all lining up. So, Collinsville, Claremore, watch out. I don't think it's on the ground, but a strong storm moving through. Blow a mobile home over? Yeah, that's what I think. Exactly. Like, I don't think this thing's going to rip a house up, but it could do a little bit of damage. It could knock some power out. That's for sure. Try to bring a tree down. A lot of times, I mean, typically in a QLCS setup like this, that's what your tornadoes do. They're not these like tornadoes that flatten neighborhoods or anything. They're more like damage to a roof, damage to a tree, power out. But every now and then you get some sneaky ones embedded that get really strong. It can hit EF2 plus, so you have to be careful. Gotta be careful. You never know. I like taking a look at this. You actually have a really clean kind of image here of what's happening. Let me pull up my pen. You can clearly see where the strongest wind is. Again, I was talking about these earlier, the bow echoes, but you can very clearly see, taking a look at this, right? Like, look, that's some strong wind right there. You take a look at that. There's another one. You take a look at this right here. Right, so these are the areas right now. These are the areas right now. And this looks like a mini low pressure system moving across the country, like a low right there, surface low. So these are the areas that I'm watching right now. These are the areas that I would be most concerned about right now. If you're in are any of you in these little boxes? I will say though, I do think I'm gonna actually include this because they're literally, these storms are firing off along and moving along this baroclinic boundary down here. They're moving along the dry line. So any sort of kind of weird surface shear could spin something up down here too. So I would actually include that area down there. Oh no, Kentor. If you are literally outside of these areas, for the most part, I mean, like, you could see something severe, but follow the curves in the storm, guys. That's a sign that we have strong shear. So you can see these segments. Yeah, I wanted to include you. I can't remember how I do this. Come on. Do something. Oh, wait. You know what? It's Oklahoma. You know what he should do? He should be doing? Hold up. Let me fix this. Come on, do something. I cracked myself up. See, this is more lore accurate. This is more. Wait, let me correct it. Sorry, let's get this back here. This is more lore accurate. Now that we've added the pew pew, it's more lore accurate. All right. But yeah, that's those are the areas I'm watching, guys. All right, let's double check on these storms, guys. I do think we're going to see these beginning to de-intensify. I mean, they've been de-intensifying. You can tell because we went from having 1,000 tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings to not quite as many. We're down to 52 active alerts, but only a total of 14 active severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings, which is good. We only have 3 tornado warnings right now. Let's take a look at these. Okay. Yeah, I could still... I don't think this is on the ground, but it could definitely touch down again, heading northeast towards Jerseyville, Illinois, Hardin, Illinois. You can see the rotation there. You can see the velocity. Again, you can see that kind of indent in the velocity. So I'd be careful. I'd probably get in a safe spot if I was right out ahead of this thing. Hardin, Fieldin, Jerseyville, Carlton. Let's take a look at our other one. This is an observed tornado. This is exactly what... Oh, my gosh. I told you guys. Champaign, Urbana, St. Joseph. If you're not already, this thing's on top of you guys. I don't think this is a strong tornado, but I think it's observed. It's observed. So, and it's observed at night. So clearly people are seeing this or being affected by it. Bottom floor, interior home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Get away from windows. Get in a storm shelter. Get in a basement if you can. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is the one that looked ominous to me. You really had that strong indent on the velocity. It does look like this is weakening. You can see where it looks like it's right here. Yeah, I think sometimes these arrows, guys, are incorrect. So I don't like to look at the arrow, but that arrow is exactly where I think it is. So sometimes these are just completely incorrect, but I think this one is dead on. That's where I think it is. So, to me, let's take another look. Yeah, to me, it's right here. So it's moving towards Royal. It's moving towards Royal right now. It's about to clear out of Urbana and Champaign, but it looks like it's still moving through the city. So that is our observed tornado. And again, if you're out here ahead of here, Danville, Williamsport, Covington, Lafayette, this storm that's producing these tornadoes, I mean, this is headed out towards you, so just be careful. I think they're going to really, 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 this is weakening. It's a weakening squall line, so that's good. But it's got a little bit of steam left in it. This is the slowest moving outflow boundary I've ever seen in my life. It looks like it's like stalled out. I think it's going to take a little bit longer, but it's getting there. So guys, I saw hail for the first time ever in my life today. Climate crew knows. It doesn't hail in Florida. I'm not as lucky as you guys in the Midwest and the plains. Of course, it took me moving to the Midwest to see hail. Yeah. Yeah. First time in my life I saw hail today. Minneapolis, Minnesota. We got some hail. I would say it was nickel size. It wasn't pea size. It was bigger than pea. It was about nickel size. Funny thing is, I was actually working from home, and my brother called me, and I'm on the phone with my brother, and we're talking about the new Avatar: The Last Airbender movie that leaked. You know, instead of me working because I'm ADHD and I constantly get distracted. But so he like calls me, and I'm like, okay, we're having this conversation about this movie. And then apparently my wife like went to run in and tell me it's hailing because she knows like I never seen hail and I want to see it. But then she saw me holding a phone, and so she thought I was on a work call. So then she didn't tell me because she was just trying to be a good wife, you know, like don't interrupt a work call. And then she ran outside, and then when I came out and I like missed it, like it had just stopped hailing. I didn't see it. Well, I kind of saw like the little tiny hail at the end, but I saw all the hail in the grass. And I was like, what the heck? Why didn't you tell me it was hailing? And she goes, you were on a work call. And I was like, I was talking to EJ, my brother, about a cartoon. Oh my gosh. I'm so mad at myself. Gotta stay focused, guys. It ruined your brand new car? Ooh. Hopefully you had some comprehensive coverage on there, right? Is that what covers it? Comprehensive? I know she should have held up a sign. No, what I told her is, I don't care if I'm in a work meeting. Bust in the door, tell me it's hailing, and I'll be like, see you guys, and I'll close my computer or hang up. Or pretend I got disconnected. You don't build a good case of being so busy at work. No, listen, I am very, very busy at work. I just constantly let things distract me. I don't get usually distracted for long periods of time. I get distracted for periods of like 5 to 10 minutes, and then I get back into what I'm doing. Except for that one day where I went and designed those t-shirts. Except for the day I designed those t-shirts, which we should actually put on ConnorsClimateCorner.com. I'm not going to lie. I took like an hour off to do that in the middle of my workday. My dog's floofy bed on top of the moonroof of my, I put my dog's floofy bed on top of the moonroof in my van. Is that where your dog's laying? Just a quick reminder so everyone knows. This is the. I don't think we have a tornado on the ground here. This is one of our tornado warnings. If we do, it's right there. So let's take a look. Yeah, this could be. Montano, Grant Park, Beecher, Cedar Lake, Lowell. I would consider taking shelter. A little bit of an indent here. You can kind of see the rotation on the radar. So this would be a pretty weak tornado if there is one, but I think you can kind of see what's happening right here. So I would say if you're out ahead right here. Someone kept bringing up Crown Point. Crown Point, this thing's headed towards you as well. It doesn't look very strong, doesn't look very significant. But I wouldn't be surprised if this thing touched down again and tried to do a little bit of damage to some of these areas out here. So I would consider just getting in a safe spot if you're right out ahead of this storm, right in that area. Yeah. I think you guys will be all right. This thing's weakening as it's moving out east, but you can clearly see the rotation, clearly see the velocity indent. What's going on with our CC? Not a strong CC signature, which is good, but there's rotation there right there, and this is going out in this general vicinity. So if you're out here, yeah, just make sure you have your alerts on. Make sure you're paying attention. Not worried about this being like a super strong tornado that's going to flatten homes, but could try to pull some trees down, knock out some power. Could try to pull some tiles off of a roof, type of thing. You don't want to be caught in this. You don't want to be on the top floor of your home sitting next to a window either. So I'd just be careful about that. But no one needs to be freaking out. Let's take a look at our storm down here. This looks like it's weakening as well, which is good. I wonder what type of damage we're going to hear reported out of Champaign and Urbana tomorrow. Oh, let me turn on storm reports, guys. I forgot. It's like a newer thing on here. I don't know why I have that turned off. Weather reports. They should be on now. It's just getting so late. We're not getting any reports out here. Look at that 70-mile-per-hour wind recorded in Wheaton, Chicago. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts reported in downtown Chicago. What's this? Tropical storm wind damage. I just remember earlier I saw Reed getting hit by a tornado in the Dominator. Where was he? Manders was popping. Talking about, speaking of pro tornado chasers. I would say even if you live in a mobile home, you don't need to freak out too. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want this to go over me in a mobile home. But I also think you would survive it if this went over you in a mobile home. But there's definitely rotation here, and you can see it. But this is not a. There's rotation here. You should be in a safe spot. You should be in a safe spot if you're out ahead right here. Just be in a safe spot. Which is else? Yeah, there was a surprising amount of action up there in southeastern Minnesota. I want to look at all the storm reports tomorrow morning. That's going to be interesting. A little bit of bow echo still moving east towards Jerseyville, Carlton, Illinois. St. Louis, you look like you're going to be okay. You look like you're going to be okay. This tornado warning, I think, is going to fall off. It's now down to tour possible. This tornado warning. What's happening here? Watseka, Sheldon, Kentland. Be aware that looks like we might have something on the ground or trying to drop right now. 1 second. Let me take another look at this. It could just be a weird. Wait. No, that looks like it could be something trying to drop right now. Right there. Watseka, we could have a weak EF0, EF1 tornado that literally just went over the top of Watseka, Illinois. There's no one here in my stream, is there? That could be a tornado right there. Just went over Watseka, Illinois. Weak one, I think, but. We decided to do Iowa, but are kicking ourselves for not just staying in Minnesota. That's the thing about chasing, though. Hindsight's always 20/20. No one thought we'd actually see a little mini outbreak in southeastern Minnesota. I think Reed may have been in Wisconsin or something. It was one of the earlier storms. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It probably was one of the earlier storms. How do I get alerts? Well, it depends. You can just, if you have an iPhone, you can literally go into settings, and there's a setting where if you're literally the second you're put in a tornado warning, alarm will go off on your phone, even if your phone's on silent. Just like how your alarm goes off in the morning. I forget how to do it. You can literally just Google how to turn weather alerts on iPhone on Google, and it'll tell you. It's like super simple. That's the easiest way to do it. You can also get apps, different apps that do it. You know, my mods know some apps that do it. Yeah, I want to see those photos. Yeah, this to me, let's be careful here. Iroquois? I feel smart. I feel like I actually know how that's pronounced. Iroquois. Am I right, guys? Iroquois. I'm pretty positive I'm right about that. Yeah, send them to me. Send them to me. Tornado warning. New one. Moments. Grant Park. Lowell. Cedar Lake. Ground Point. Leroy, Shelby, Schneider. So now we have rotation here, rotation here. Neither of these look like scary, significant tornadoes. But could these do damage? Yes, both of these could do damage. So, you know, I just get ready. Watch the radar as these approach. Look at what your tornado warnings saying, and you know, because I'm not gonna be on much longer. But and again, these storms are weakening. These storms are losing in stability, so we're seeing these tornado warnings still pop up. But what are we down to now? We're down to 2 tornado warnings. When I got on, we had like 14. There's a reason for that. They're all of this weather is entering an unfavorable environment for strengthening. So it's the storms are losing their steam. So that's a good thing, especially if you're out ahead of this. I know someone who's in Crown Point, but still better to be safe than sorry. Make sure you've got somewhere to go in case you start hearing some whistling outside. If there's a strong tornado outside, you'll hear some whistling. Like I said, I would say still the area to watch just for a little bit longer. Once again, I would even say here. I would even say we'll include this area. I would say I'm watching out here. Yeah, I'm still kind of watching. Still kind of watching these areas. Other than that, nothing too crazy is going on, guys. Once these storms kind of pass, I would say this boundary right here, there's not really going to be much severity left in any of these. So we're getting down to the end of this thing. We're getting down to the end of it. We're going to lose a lot of our strongest shear. They're moving too far. There's no bear clinic boundary set up off here to the east. Storms down here in Oklahoma are going to last the latest through the night. Why? Because once again, our storms down in Oklahoma are not just riding a temperature boundary, they're also riding a moisture boundary right there. Our storms up here, they're just embedded in the heat and in the humidity. So I expect these storms down in Oklahoma to continue to push off to the east for the longest. So out here, you could get some strong storms all the way through the early morning hours, 5, 6 a.m. But these things are going to probably start to die off pretty quickly soon up here in the northern mode of this system, of this kind of QL, of this squall line. All right. Can I do that again? What, highlight the areas? Sure. I'd keep alerts on and pay attention still if I were out here. Out here. Really out here. I'd say this whole area, if I'm being honest, just because these storms are going to last for quite a while. And again, once these storms get a little bit further out past this, there's not going to be much. There's not going to be much juice left, guys. They're on their last leg. Reed was in Illinois. What's going on? Let me see. Did I post? Wait, I need to not dox myself in my Discord either. Was it weather photos? Oh, where was that? Whoa, that looked like a pretty good tornado. That's in Illinois. It's a big boy. You guys want to see my hail? You guys want to see the massive hail that fell on top of my house today? What do you guys think? Is that grapefruit size? Grapefruit size hail. Yeah, my first hailstorm. That's right. I lost my hail virginity today, guys. All right, enough of that. All right, everyone stay safe. Obviously, on that note, there's only 2 tornado warnings left. They're radar indicated. Danville, Urbana out to Danville, or I would say out towards Danville, Covington. Pay attention. This doesn't look strong. If there's a tornado on the ground, better safe than sorry. Make sure you have a plan to get somewhere safe. I'd stay up a little bit longer and pay attention to this, but I think most people are going to be good. I think this is probably going to end up knocking out some power potentially and downing some trees. This, to me, again, still, I can see the rotation. There's definitely a chance that this touches down. If it's not down, doesn't look like it's very strong. Regardless, it could re-strengthen, although it's moving into a less favorable environment. If you're out right ahead of this thing, Crown Point down to Shelby, out there past Schneider, be aware it could get a little dicey. But I think everyone's going to be just fine. Everyone's going to be just fine. All right? I appreciate all you mods. You're amazing. Thanks for dealing with my crap. Thanks for any of the follows. Thanks for any of the subs, guys. You guys are awesome. And, yeah, stay safe. Stay safe. I think we're going to have a little bit of... We're going to have some more severe weather tomorrow, but significant severe weather, I think we might be on like a 4 to 5 day break. I don't think things really kick off again until like next Wednesday or Thursday, so... I'm kind of excited about that because I was actually just saying I want to post some more informational content, like educational content. And when there's severe weather, I'm posting about severe weather. So I think I actually might be able to get out a few videos, a few like really interesting educational videos over this week while there's a little bit of a lull in severe weather. So that'd be cool. You moving back up this weekend, Manders? Uh-oh. Okay, tell me the details. All right. Everyone have a great night. Everyone have a great weekend. I should be back. I should be back posting tomorrow. I'll let you know if I'm going to go live, but I'll be in the Discord. If you guys do want to join the Discord, we are again, what do we got? 680 now. Weather enthusiasts in the Discord, Connor's Climate Corner. Updated every day with everything from severe weather to climatology to tropical weather to volcanoes to fire, what's going on with our fire outlook across the U.S. and everything else in between. Tropical outlook. You can just go to any of my YouTube videos, click on the description right below the video. Link to my Discord's right in there. It's completely free. Or just add me on Discord. I'll accept you as a friend, and I will make you part of the Climate Crew so you can see when I'm going live, talk to everyone in the Discord, and get all of the weather updates every single day. Join the community. It's a good time. Please, this old lady needs you to stay, Crown Point, Indiana. Listen, they might let this expire. This is a radar-indicated tornado. It says expires in 21 minutes. Right now, even though we have a notch, I mean, the max velocity winds we're seeing in here, max velocity, of course I said that, is is 40 miles per hour, not even tropical storm force. So I wouldn't be concerned. You're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine out here. Could get a little breezy. Could get some baby hail falling, but I think it'll be a nice thunderstorm to fall asleep to. You're gonna be just. I wouldn't be like if I was right out ahead of this, just with the environment it's moving into, I wouldn't be worried at all. It's moving to an unfavorable environment for strengthening. It's only gonna weaken as it moves off to the north and east. All right, everyone, have a great night. See you guys. I'm gonna pin that real quick.